In the dead stillness of a rain-soaked night, when the city's neon lights bled into the puddles of broken sidewalks, a trembling young girl with a cracked phone in her hand made a decision that would change everything. Her world had always been shaped by shadows, of poverty, of doubt, of loneliness. But tonight, against all odds, she dared to reach across an invisible line, pressing a number she was never supposed to dial. The number belonged to a billionaire whose face she had only seen in newspapers and glowing TV screens, a man whose life was built on walls of marble and steel, while hers was a fragile existence beneath a leaking roof. She didn't know if he would ever answer, but she had no choice. What she discovered on the other end of that call wasn't power or cruelty. It was a secret so sharp it could tear his world apart. Because somewhere inside the vast mansion he called home, his wife's life was in danger and no one else knew it but her. If you believe in kindness and second chances, and in the power of courage from the most unexpected places, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Moonlight Stories. Your support keeps these powerful stories alive and reaching those who need them most. The girl's name was Amara, and her life had been carved out by hardship long before she understood what the word meant. She had grown up in a broken neighborhood where gunshots sang louder than lullabies, and where every dream seemed to vanish in the smoke of unpaid bills and shattered promises. Her mother worked endless shifts at a diner. Her father long gone, and her younger brother often asked questions she had no answers to. Amara had learned to survive on scraps of hope, clutching at kindness wherever she could find it. But survival had never prepared her for the moment she stumbled upon a secret too heavy for her fragile world to hold. It had happened when she picked up a discarded phone from the side of the street, rain-soaked but still alive with electricity. She had meant only to charge it and perhaps sell it, but curiosity, the restless hunger of youth, led her to scroll through the contacts. That was when she saw his name, David Harland, the billionaire, the untouchable man who seemed to live in a kingdom of wealth so far removed from her own crumbling reality that it might as well have been another planet. Yet fate has strange ways of weaving threads together. While she debated what to do with the phone, a strange message lit up the screen. It wasn't meant for her eyes, but she read it anyway, and what she read made her skin crawl, her heart hammer in her chest, and her body tremble with fear. The message spoke of betrayal, of plans whispered in secret halls, of a woman, David Harland's wife, Evelyn, who was being watched, whose life was hanging by a thread. The words were sharp, hurried, but enough to leave Amara certain of one thing. Someone wanted Evelyn gone. And the person holding the blade of that threat was closer to her than she could imagine. Amara wrestled with herself for hours. Who would believe her? A poor black girl from the forgotten side of the city? Who would take her seriously if she dared to call the world of billionaires and warn them of unseen danger? Yet something inside her refused to let go. Perhaps it was because she knew what it felt like to be unseen, unheard, trapped in a world where no one cared if you made it through another day. She couldn't shake the thought of Evelyn Harland, another woman, a stranger but still a soul whose life deserved to be protected. So Amara, with trembling fingers and a prayer whispered beneath her breath, made the call. The phone rang far longer than she expected, each second stretching like a lifetime. Then it happened. A deep voice, polished but tired, came through. David Harland himself. The billionaire who had everything, speaking into the darkness, unaware that the girl on the other end was about to shatter the glass walls of his perfect world. Amara poured out what she knew, her words stumbling, her fear evident. At first David thought it was a prank, some cruel joke, but the raw urgency in Amara's voice pierced through his doubt. Something about her truth, about the way she described the message, the detail of the threat struck a chord too real to dismiss. He listened. And as he did, the marble floor beneath his life began to crack. From that moment, Amara became entangled in a life she could never have imagined. David, shaken but resolute, began to investigate, and what he uncovered chilled him to his core. The danger wasn't coming from outside his fortress of wealth, but from within. Whispers of betrayal swirled in the corners of his empire, and Evelyn was caught at the center of a storm that threatened not only her life, but the entire foundation of his world. And through it all, Amara became the unlikely thread holding everything together. She, the girl no one would look twice at, became the voice that saved a woman whose face graced magazines, who dined with presidents and kings. But the story wasn't without its thorns. Amara faced disbelief, scorn, and even danger herself. There were those who didn't want the truth to come out, those who tried to silence her, to push her back into the shadows where she had always been kept. Yet every time fear tried to swallow her, she remembered her mother's words. The world may not listen to us, but that doesn't mean our voices have no power. And so she stood, shaking but unbroken, carrying a truth far greater than herself. As the danger unfolded, David and Evelyn came to see Amara not as a stranger, not as an intruder into their glittering lives, but as an angel in disguise, an unexpected savior sent by fate at the precise moment when hope was slipping away. The bond that formed between them was unshakable, a reminder that sometimes the most powerful forces of change come from the most unexpected corners of the world. Evelyn survived because one girl dared to care, dared to speak, dared to cross a line that no one thought she had the right to cross. And David, a man who once measured life in dollars and contracts, learned that the greatest wealth of all was the gift of humanity, the courage of a stranger who refused to remain silent. In the end, Amara's life was never the same. The girl who once lived beneath a leaking roof, who thought her voice meant nothing, discovered that she had changed the fate of an empire. And more than that, she proved to herself and to the world that every life, no matter how small or unseen, carries the power to make a difference. If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you that courage can come from the most unexpected places and that kindness still has the power to save lives, please like, share, and subscribe to Moonlight Stories. Your support keeps these powerful tales alive and helps them reach more hearts around the world. Special request: comment below what this story meant to you. Your words matter more than you know.